Hey cat lovers, happy Saturday. I'm off in a bit to go to brunch. Now, the trains have really messed me up. There's no Piccadilly line from any of the two stations that are nearest to me. Fine. I'm like, okay, I can get the overhead and connect to another train line. There's no overhead at all today. And I'm like, oh, okay. So it just means that I have to get a bus to Finsbury Park and then pick up the Victoria line. It's very rare that the Piccadilly line and the overhead are out at the same time. It very rarely happens, but it's happened today and it's just a bit inconvenient, but it just means I've got to leave a little bit earlier. That's fine. I am going for brunch at Selfridges. It's a pop-up called Jackson Boxer. He's a chef. I don't really know anything about him because I'm not really into like a chef person. If he was a baker, I'd probably know him. Because I decided I want to do more brunches this year. So we're going to that. The menu looks interesting, but I'm trying to also not eat the same thing every time I go out somewhere. It's so easy just to order the same thing. I'm trying to be a bit more adventurous. So I'm going to that. Then I'm going to pop to Angel because I want to go to Crumb because this is the last weekend of their tiramisu cookie. So I hope I get there in time to get one. If not, I'll still buy something. And then I'm coming home and going to kind of try and relax for the rest of the day. There's a film I want to see, but I'm not sure on one of the streaming platforms. But I'm not sure if it's actually on there. So I'm not going to say what film it is until I come back and double check. That is what I'm doing today. It's actually sunny at the moment. It's sunny, it's cold, but there is blue sky. It is due to rain soon, but I'm hoping I can go and come back before the rain comes. So it's just this journey I'm not really looking forward to because it's just so inconvenient, the fact that there's no overhead or Piccadilly line at the same time. But what can you do? Let's start this Saturday. Hey cake lovers, I'm back from Selfridges and Crumb. Oh, it's such a nice day. It's not freezing, which is good. And it's sunny. The sun is out. When the sun is out, it just lifts my mood. Blue sky, sunshine, even though it's not like summer weather in terms of warmth, it's sunny. Had my brunch at Jackson Boxer. I was actually 50 minutes early, but it was fine. And I had the whole restaurant to myself for probably about 25, probably about the first 20 minutes, and which was nice. I'll put some pictures up around here. The full review is going to be on my Insta and TikTok, but I also do put these reviews on my blog. I do have a blog if you're someone who's not really into all that social media and you want to read. I'll put the address here, so make sure you check out my blog. I update it quite regularly. It's not one of those ones that I update like once a month. I update it several times a week, so make sure you check that out and support the blog. So after I went to Jackson Boxer, went to Crumb, pick up the tiramisu cookie, which I'm going to review. It's the last weekend for it, so I thought I must try it. And then I came home. In terms of the train travel, it wasn't too bad because I think I went quite early, but it was noticeable how busy the bus was. So I got the bus to Finsbury Park Station, and normally the bus at that time was empty. It wasn't empty, it was packed. And coming back, I had to get the bus again from Finsbury Park Station to here where I live. The bus was packed. Such a difference when you have like two sort of major trains, i.e. no Piccadilly line at this end of the Piccadilly line, and no overhead. It just makes such a difference in terms of how busy all the remaining transportation is or are. But it was fine. What I'm going to do now, I need to do a review of some vegan things that I bought ages ago, and one of them is actually expiring today, so I need to do a review of those. I'm going to do that now. And then I'm going to try and see if I can get this film that I want to watch, and then if I do, I will show you. But anyway, I'm going to be watching something now because I was trying to watch something at the weekend. I will be back to you shortly. The film I wanted to watch was The Substance. You know the film with Demi Moore? She won a Golden Globe for it, and she got she's been nominated for an Oscar, and it looks like she's probably the hot favourite for that Oscar for Best Actress. What I love, I mean, Demi Moore's had a really long, big career. She was part of the Brat Pack. If you're kind of around my age, you will know what I talk about when I talk about the Brat Pack, Pretty in Pink, 16 Candles, St. Elmo's Fire, those films in the 80s with like Andrew McCarthy, Molly Ringwald, Charlie Sheen, the Brat Pack. She's had a long, long career, and she's never won a major award. And I don't know if it's because people have never really taken her as a serious actress, even though she was in quite a lot of films, really good films like Ghost. She was in, was it G.I. Jane? And I think she's a good actress. And it's so interesting because she's in her early 60s. And this is her kind of this is the first major award, like Golden Globe, that she's won for someone who's had such a long career. And I think it goes to show that sometimes things happen later. You could be doing something for years and years and years and don't really receive any kind of acknowledgement in your industry. And then a project comes along that you really excel at. Not to say you haven't excelled at the other projects, and you get recognised for it. This is what I mean about whatever you do in life, just carry on, keep doing it. 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. Some of these people that you see that quote unquote seem to have blown up overnight, they haven't. They've been doing this for 10, 15, 20 years. And I think people have to remember that there isn't really any real overnight successes. These are people who've been striving, doing their material, doing their art for so long because they love it and they believe in it. And then it can take that long to finally get recognition. Never stop doing what you're doing. That's what I have to say. I'm not going to be watching it because I have to pay. It's on Amazon Prime, but it's the Prime Video where you have to pay $4.99. I know it's only $4.99, but I'm paying for Prime. I'm not paying another extra money just to watch this one film. I'm not doing it. I'm going to see if my cousin can find another way for me to watch it, because there's probably other ways for you to watch it, if you see what I mean. But I really want to see, even though she's seen it, because it was in the cinema, I don't think it is now. She said that I probably wouldn't like it because it's quite sort of icky and gory. I don't mind gory stuff. I really want to see it. So she's at work at the moment, my cousin. But I'll see her tomorrow. I'm going to be like, find me a way to watch this so I don't have to pay $4.99. I'm going to have a look and see what else there is for me to watch on Prime or one of the other streaming services. I really want to watch a film today, so let's see what I end up watching. It looks like I can watch it. I've gone onto, because we got a Roku stick and Mubi's on there, and I've just searched for it, and it looks like I'll be able to watch it without having to pay anything extra. So let's try and watch it. Just finished watching The Substance. Really good film. It's a really good film. Spoilers, if you don't want to know what happened, stop watching this part of the video. So it's Demi Moore in her career, doing her career. And as you know, with women, as you get older, you're judged on your looks. So no, you don't look as young as you were, etc. And then she gets the opportunity to become her younger self. So she has to take this this liquid called The Substance, hence the name of the film. And it's every 7 days she kind of regenerates. Now, the person who comes out of her isn't a carbon copy of her, but it's made up of her DNA. And obviously she's a lot younger than her. But it's, she has a DNA in her. But there's certain things that you have to do to keep this going. So every 7 days you switch. So 7 days you're your normal self. 7 days you're the younger self. And there's certain fluids, etc. you have to do. And you have to switch every 7 days. If you don't do that and you start messing around with it, then things start to go wrong. And naturally, the younger version of her doesn't want to switch, wants to be young and present all the time, not having to do 7 days on, 7 days off. So the younger version starts to abuse the system to the point where if it's longer than 7 days after they switched, which she did a couple times, when the older Demi Moore comes back, her body starts to get really old because the younger one is not following the rules, and then Demi Moore is like talking to the people who give the substance, saying the younger version is not following the rules, and as the person says, you are one. So this person, you're talking about the younger person not following the rules. You're all one person. So this is part of your DNA. So this is part of your DNA that doesn't want to follow rules. So it gets to the point where the younger person kind of doesn't start switching at all and starts taking all the sort of DNA stuff from the older version to the point where there's nothing left. And then it just all goes off, it all goes wrong. The younger version starts to lose all her, like her teeth start falling out and all these lumps and bumps start happening because she hasn't been following the rules. And it gets to the point where the younger one wants to start using the substance. And it's a very interesting take on society and the perception of women getting older. It's like with women, it doesn't matter how successful you are, but how do you look? You know, you're always judged on how you look. Men are never judged like that. It doesn't matter how they look. It's, you know, this society is all about, with women, doesn't matter how successful you are, it's how you look. It reminds me a lot of, I don't know if any of you remember the film Death Becomes Her, where there was this substance that made these women, I think it was Meryl Streep and Goldie Hawn were the stars, and Bruce Willis, where there was a substance you took that made you younger. And again, they started to abuse it as well. And this is what happens. It's like people don't follow the rules and then they think they can get away with it and then they don't. But I think the wider message of this film is about be happy with yourself. And as hard as that is, with all the pressure that women especially get in terms of how they look, it is about being happy with yourself. Because it got to the point where Demi Moore's character, the older Demi Moore, she was reduced to this old kind of witch. She looked like a witch because her younger version had just totally abused her body and she looked terrible. And the ending reminded me a bit of Carrie. And it was like a kind of like an F you to society and how you treat women as they get older. If you watch Carrie, the end scene of Carrie, if you've read it or you've watched it, you know what I mean. But yeah, it was a good film. It's not a film I would expect Demi Moore to do. I don't know. But it was a good film. I would recommend it. Is it squeamish? Yes. It's not as, I mean, my cousin was like, oh, you're not going to like it. And I'm like, there were some parts I couldn't watch. Like when the younger version of her, when her teeth, she was pulling out her teeth. I have a thing with teeth anyway. But if you are squeamish, you probably won't like it. But I've watched things like Saw and I've watched squeamish stuff. I used to read Stephen King books all the time. I'm not like adverse to squeamish, but I would definitely recommend it. If you have Mubi, it's on Mubi. Otherwise, it's on Amazon Prime, but you have to pay. But will she win the Oscar? She probably will. Well deserved. She's had a long career. She's in her 60s, and like I say, it's never too late. So what am I going to do first of the evening? I was going to cook today, but you know what? I can't be bothered. So I'm going to cook tomorrow. I'm going to do my Sunday cooking tomorrow. Later on, I'm going to watch some more streaming stuff. But I'm going to, later on this evening, make a list of everything I need to do. Tomorrow's going to be cleaning day. Deep cleaner. I kind of started it a couple of weeks ago. Still need to do it. So I'm going to make a list of everything I need to clean. I want to try and get as much of the kitchen done as possible. I just found out from my sister that her and my niece are coming over in a couple of weeks. So that should give me more motivation to, clean the place, and especially for the party later on in February. So I'm going to end Saturday's vlog here, and I will see you tomorrow morning. Hey Cake Lovers, happy Sunday. I got up at 6 o'clock, did my workout. So that's end of week 3. I'm doing this 28-day challenge where I work out every day, including the weekends, for 28 days. Final week next week. So I worked out, came down, clear and clean 2 cupboards. It's so amazing when you don't clear cupboards, how much stuff just builds up. The kind of cupboard, what I would call a kind of utility cupboard that has like bleaches, washing up liquid, bin bags. When I took everything out, I got so many duplicates of stuff. I'm just like, what? You just get into the habit of buying the same thing every other week, and then you have all these like 3 or 4 bottles of like washing up liquid, and you're like, I don't need to buy any next week. So I cleared that out. There was a lot of half-used bottles that have been there for like a good, probably couple of years that I've just thrown away. So that's good. Did that. I've had breakfast. So now what I'm going to do now is edit a couple of shorts and just do some general. I've got a whole list of things to do today. I want to try and get through that list as much as possible. Weather watch. As much as it was sunny yesterday, today is cloudy and grey, and it's probably going to rain, but that's fine because I'm not leaving the house. I will come back to you at some point during the day. This is what I cooked for Sunday dinner. This is, I cooked this before, I don't remember, a couple of weeks ago, but this is not the curry version. This is just the marinade version, so it's just like soy, basically vegan tofu with onions and mushroom. I did a whole load of spinach with courgette. Got to get them greens in. Important. Eat your greens. And then in the oven, can you guess? We have sweet potato and mini potatoes. Staple it's become. So that is my dinner for, well, yeah, for this week. Hey cake lovers. So I've eaten, I've cooked my dinner for the week, I've done some ironing, I've washed the dishes, and I'm ready to go to bed. I'm so tired because I have been up since, it's 20 to 8. I've been up since 6 o'clock this morning. In terms of my birthday prep, holiday prep, I've finally done my itinerary for Barbados. I sent it over to my sister's friend's relative who does taxiing in Barbados, and he's going to get back to me. I'm not going to be able to do everything I wanted to do, which means that at some point I'm going to have to go back to Barbados. Oh, poor me. But I'm looking forward to it so much more, especially with today raining all day and just being sort of thoroughly grey and rainy and depressing. I can't wait for the sun and the heat of Barbados. In terms of catering for my party, now there was somebody who's recommended to me, and I left a message on his phone 2 days ago. He hasn't got back to me. And I spoke to the person who recommended me, and she said, you know, he's a one-man band, he's busy. And I get it, but it's like business. She gave me his email address. I've emailed him. I'm going to give him till Wednesday. What I'll do as well, I'll give him another call tomorrow. If I don't hear anything, I need to look at other ones, because this is not a charity thing, it's a business, and I need to know if you're going to be able to do it. I don't even know if he's got availability. So I really want to get that tied up this week. So if I don't hear by Wednesday, I'm not going to chase again. I'm going to look elsewhere. Bought some clothes for my holiday that I tried on. They look nice, sort of long, flowy dresses, like fitted at the top, but then flowy at the bottom. And that's it really. So more birthday prep. I've hired some chairs because I don't really have any chairs in the house. Last time when we had a sort of gathering, it was for my sister's baby shower, and I had to hire chairs. We don't have chairs. Like, what I mean is, we have chairs for the amount of people that are here, so there's like 3 or 4 chairs in the whole house and a couple of sofas, but sofas are gonna have to be moved, chairs in. So I've hired some chairs, and yeah, so I think from this week I'm gonna start sort of buying the decorations and that I've saved in my sort of my Amazon basket. Start buying them, start doing more cleaning and getting ready. My sister and my niece are coming over, not next week, the week after. Got to make sure that the room is all tidy for them as well. And Yeah, so these last sort of next few weeks going to be quite busy, but it's going to be fine because once it hits my birthday, once it hits the 22nd of Feb, that's it. All the work and that and the prep, whatever will be, because that's the date of the party. But up until then, it's just all like the organising, the that. But yes, so next weekend is the beginning of February and the beginning of my birthday celebration because I'm basically celebrating for the whole month. Next Saturday, I'm going to Milan, which is one of my favourite restaurants in Crouch End. Lunch with the girlies. And then the Sunday, I haven't got anything planned. Might go to the cinema because there is something I want to see. So it might be a cinema day on Sunday. Not sure at this moment. But I will see you next week.